public comment on the district utilities report? No. All right. Fire chief's report.
Good evening again. Fire Chief's report is submitted as written with a couple caveats. All the acronyms were spelled out as requested.
1 second. Director Green arrived at 6:14.
And hopefully that clarifies some of the terminology that's been used over the past years. Some of the case seemed redundant, but that was a request, so that was honored. And in addition to that, there was a question regarding the fuel usage for my vehicle. So at the bottom of the report, December 2024 to January 2025 fuel receipt question, there's an odometer reading of 34,311 miles. That was the beginning odometer reading. Fuel was purchased on 12/18/2024. 22 gallons of fuel was purchased with an odometer reading of 34,311 gallons at $3.99 per gallon at an adjusted rate, and the cost was $88. We had a tax exempt discount of $4.03. The total was $83.97. I have a little OCD when I put fuel in it. I like to get the numbers even, so bear with me. Fuel was purchased on 1/3/2025, 21 gallons, and an odometer reading of 34,712 miles at $3.99 per gallon. And that price was $84, plus a tax exemption discount of $3.84, which I don't see at the pump. This comes on the bill. And that was a total cost of $80.16. So total December 2024 and January 2025 fuel bill combined was $164.13.
Page 16. Page 16, thank you.
Any questions?
You know, thank you for rounding up, I do that too.
Yes, it's a little difficult sometimes, but it makes it easier in my world.
Any other questions on the fire chief's report? Director Davis? No. We have public comment on the fire chief's report. All right, we'll move on.
If I could, sir, one more caveat that I didn't include in this.
Yes.
I did request that our dispatch agreement be extended to the Welsona corridor during the construction of the underpass that's going on. And it was met with some resistance with CAL FIRE. Our auto-aid agreement goes right to Welsona, but we are basically north of Welsona. Most of the time, the vehicle accidents are reported Welsona southbound. We are the closest resource, so I'm working on trying to get our department to respond to calls within that construction zone on a first out dispatch. I've lost friends in that area over the years. I've known lots of people that have been killed and people that have been injured, including, I believe, Director Green maybe at one time. So it's one of those subjects that is high on my public safety priority, and I'm working with CAL FIRE trying to get us included into the dispatch. I don't know why they're being resistant, but just know that it's on my plate to do.
Who ultimately has jurisdiction and authority in that?
It's an auto-aid area, but the ultimate jurisdiction and authority is going to go to CAL FIRE because it's unincorporated San Luis Obispo County. But like I said, our auto-aid goes right to Welsona, and we respond to medical aids, traffic accidents, fires on both east and west sides of the highway at Welsona, San Marcos, all the way to Drake. And we'll go to Welsona on the other side of the river, all the way to Airport and beyond. So to have us go to X line on the 101 corridor doesn't seem like a big ask, and I think it would do a lot to improve public safety in that area. Our dispatch time, even in the middle of the night, if we're responding from home, we're there within 6 to 7 minutes, and you're talking an engine from Station 30 that's coming from Ramada. They have to drive to the incident and past the incident, so you're 14 miles from Ramada to Welsona, and then you have to go past Welsona to the former San Marcos Creek Winery turnout or turn lane, which is North Monterey Road, make a U-turn, come back down the highway, and get to the incident, where we could simply just come southbound and be there. So I have another meeting scheduled for next week. I'm hoping for the best.
They may come back with it, it's been opened and people can cross there again for the time.
If they come up with an opening where people can cross there again, it's going to be even more problematic.
They have. They've opened the camera.
Just go through there.
So it's just recently worse. I didn't go down there today, but I've been kind of following the news briefs, and I do get the updates from Caltrans via CAL FIRE. So
As of yesterday.
we're on the radar, just trying to improve public safety, in our area. Our residents drive through there.
Thank you.
And you'd still have auto aid from 30.
And 30 will still come, and we could simply do a size up, and we could say, non-injury, and we could slow things down, or we could at least do a size up and do some traffic control and get the ambulance moving. There's all kinds of dynamics that could take place just with the first due engine that could be there in half the time of any other engine. And that engine will become, I did a bunch of research and sent Google Maps and routes and all kinds of stuff. It's all operational stuff. I don't need to get into the weeds with that, but just want you to know that I am working on it.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I will ask for public comment again on the fire chief's report. Anybody? No? All right, thank you. Okay, we'll move to the consent calendar. Items listed below are scheduled for consideration as a group on one vote. Any district director may request an item to be withdrawn from the consent calendar agenda to discuss or to change the recommended course of action. Unless an item is pulled for separate consideration by the board, the following items are recommended for approval without further discussion. They would be both the draft semi-annual C.S.D. Board of Directors meeting minutes from February 27th and also the Groundwater Sustainability Agency special meeting from March 13th. Do you have any comment from the board? Questions? Okay. Do you have any public comment on this item? We do not. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve. I second.
I have a motion on the floor to approve item 9.1 and 9.2 of the consent calendar by Director Beatty, second by Director Director Smiley. We'll vote. Director Davis?
Yes.
Director Green?
Yes.
Director Beatty?
Yes.
Director Smiley?
Yes.
Director Sangster?
Yes.
Passes 5-0, no absence.
Okay. Move on to board action items. Item 1. Monthly claim detail and investment reports for February 2025.
Good evening. The February financials are on pages 59 through 98 of this packet. We've updated it and included all the recent requests for the report changes. And we've been working on the 2025-26 district budget, and that first review will be coming to you in the April board meeting. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? Directors? Davis?
Yeah, I was just looking at that temporary housing down there. So, we've spent, what, 277,000 already? Just on the house, right, the double wide?
Let's see here, 200, that's the escrow amount that was used.
Total project cost, Director, is $305,000.
Yeah, right.
$17.46.
Right, okay. And we're gonna owe the lighting district 80,000. Okay, that's all.
Any other comments or questions? Anybody? Okay. Any public comment on this item? No. All right. We have a motion.
We just need consensus for this one to receive and file.
Okay. I agree to receive and file.
Yes. Yes.
Davis Green? Consensus? Receive and file? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
On item 2, establish dates for applications and sales of safe and sane fireworks for the 2025 calendar year.
Good evening again. Staff report reads, staff recommends the Board of Directors adopt Resolution 2025-09 establishing the dates for application and sales duration for Safe and Sane fireworks to be sold during the 2025 calendar year. Discussion reads as, the district adopted the fire code allowing for Safe and Sane fireworks from 12 o'clock p.m. July 1st to July 4th at 11:59 p.m. as defined in Ordinance 01/2023. The filing period for acceptance of permits for fireworks sales application of Safe and Sane fireworks shall be Thursday, May 1st, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. through Friday, May 30th, 2025 at 4:30 p.m. as the permit filing period for Safe and Sane fireworks applications. Only complete applications will be accepted by the board clerk at 1765 Bonita Place, San Miguel, California, 93451 during regular business hours, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. No incomplete applications will be accepted. All fireworks applications that are received after that will be rejected. State Fire Code Local Ordinance 01/2023 limits the use of fireworks for the 4th of July only. Fiscal impact is none. The fees collected offset the actual cost to provide additional staffing for the fire department during the sales duration.
Thank you. You have comments and questions from the board?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we kind of discussed this at the one meeting prior and everything. I've lived in San Miguel for about 22 years. And I don't live very far from what I consider a really historical marker, right? You know, the old feed mill and everything. And I've heard and I've drove by there. They're setting off these cannons within 20 feet of that building at its kindling. It's nothing but kindling. If that thing ever caught on fire, from there, if the wind was coming out of the west or anything, it would destroy all those homes down through there. And I just think it's a terrible idea to do Safe and Sane fireworks in San Miguel. It's not working. We've already caught one house on fire and so on, you know, with the Safe and Sane and so on. And you're going to have the illegal fireworks, but fortunately, a majority of those, I mean, you could set bleachers up there at the bridge and sell tickets to watch the fireworks and not have to worry about this down here. To me, it's a bad idea, and I'm totally against it because they start shooting those fireworks off 2 weeks ahead of time. They fire them off on the 4th of July, and a week or 2 weeks later, they're still shooting. You know, my dog don't like it, I don't like it, and I know there's a lot of veterans living in this town that don't like it. I think it's a bad idea.
Would you like me to respond to that?
I could speak to that in just saying that we could not pass this and the illegal fireworks are still gonna be used.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
So it really doesn't affect what we're doing. I mean, we don't sell things that go boom, just whistle.
Yeah, right.
I shouldn't say we have nothing to do with it. But they don't sell anything that goes boom. They don't sell anything that flies into the air. And I would imagine if somebody was lighting fireworks off next to the mill, they'd probably want to run them off.
Hey, I've done it a couple times too, but I can't chase them all night long and a week at a time.
We have a full service fire department for those 4 days.
Yeah.
24 around the clock.
Okay.
Is it 24?
We're not 24 hours around the clock. We staff during the sales duration, and then usually on the 4th of July, we obviously are here until well beyond midnight. And to caveat off the Director Green's point, we do not sell illegal fireworks. We do not sell aerial fireworks. We do not sell quote-unquote cannons. We do not sell anything that leaves the ground. You'll get a shower of sparks. You can literally hold your hand over the shower of sparks that are being emitted. The fireworks only sold between the 1st and the 4th, so anything that happens 2 weeks prior, we have no control over that. Those are being imported from who knows where. Anything that happens beyond the 4th of July, well, that's obviously outside the fire code, and that needs to be addressed as best as possible, whether they're safe and the same fireworks or illegal fireworks. Just to, reflect upon last year, we made it well known that during the sales parade or during the use of the fireworks on the 4th of July, we did foot patrols and successfully obtained over 100 launchers and aerial pyrotechnics that were taken off the street and without incident. We've done this years past and we've been successful. Some years we've had incidents, some years we've had not. So I think our approach now is a kinder and gentler approach. We basically remove the launchers, and without the launchers, you can't do anything with the projectiles. Without the staffing to do the foot patrols, there's not going to be anybody to go out there and collect those illegal fireworks. And people are going to find, if you're going to have illegal fireworks, you're going to find an opportunity to use them. And if they do it in very sneaky manners, then we try to do the best we can to mitigate it to the best of our ability within the law.
The building he's referring to, the burn down,
The building that burned down was the use of illegal fireworks. They were shooting bottle rockets into a trash pile. And that was over at 560 11th Street, right over there. To the best of my knowledge, we've never had any incidents as a result of the use of safe and sane fireworks.
24 years.
It's always been the illegal fireworks and misuse and putting them in hands of people that shouldn't be handling them.
There was one where the people right out here, right next to the fire station, set the brush on fire.
What they did out of spite was they launched a Roman candle into the field. Though yes, there was one small fire where somebody tipped over a fountain and we mitigated it as a 10 by 10 spot.
Yeah.
You are correct. That was probably 6 years ago. Yeah. But that was without incident. But last year we actually had somebody, because we confiscated their fireworks, and out of spite they kind of launched a Roman candle into the field over there, and we were able to mitigate that rather quickly.
I will say, to Director Davis's point, I mean, I lived here for 8 years, and every year 4th of July, it is literally like Beirut. And we have people come in from other towns and set up shop on Mission and launch illegal fireworks all night long. And it is, to his point, it is terrible for animals, horses, dogs, cats, every furry creature that exists. They freak out. Veterans, we've got a veteran that every year goes through all sorts of shock with these fireworks. The safe and sane aren't the problem. I think the real issue here are the illegal fireworks. And I know that some years ago we talked about ways to circumvent this problem. And I don't recall exactly if it's Grover Beach, but some local community put an ordinance in place that essentially gave neighbors the ability to report their neighbors for letting off illegal fireworks. And I want to say the fine was at least $1,000, and they had to provide some sort of photographic proof that it was that individual or that house or what have you. And after going in place, I think that it curbed the illegal fireworks by about 90%. So 90% fewer illegal fireworks in this community would be like going on vacation in Hawaii.
I believe Grover Beach is a city, and they have a lot more jurisdiction than we do. We are a C.S.D, so we can't impose that kind of fine and put the public in that kind of empowerment.
The law was updated several years ago so that you could hold the property owner responsible
Okay.
without having seen who did it. Like the fact that you can say it was at this property, no,
Yep.
it could have been someone else, it could have been someone in their home, but it's the property owner that gets held responsible. It didn't used to be that way, it used to have to be who saw it.
Okay.
And so he's right though, that I think the county would have to implement such an ordinance because they're the ones with that code enforcement power.
How would we enact something like that?
I have to research that if you'd like me to.
That'd be great. Let the other board members speak. I'd like to
I
get
have to
some.
throw something out.
Yeah.
If it's a misdemeanor, the police have to witness it. The only time they can take somebody's word on something is if it's a felony.
It's not a misdemeanor, it would be considered an administrative citation.
And what?
An administrative citation
From who?
from the county, I would presume.
Yeah, that's the sheriff.
No, it would be county code enforcement.
So you're suggesting that they would come up here and hang out and watch?
No.
And then write
No.
It's based on reporting.
Right.
There's also a program in
I
place
think you could like
that
that.
San Luis City's employing, but they are a city, they have a lot more resources than we do. It's about a $50,000